Live from the AfterBuzz TV studios and now streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We'll get you all the latest news and gossip for the show. If you'd like to buzz us, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off, and the buzz continues. It's AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Thanks, Cameron. Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Bauer, and this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. Now, we are finally getting into some good stuff with this. Last week we left... Oh, wait, I'm forgetting. My co-hosts. Yeah. In the booth, we have DJ Jesse Janedy. Hi, Jesse. Thank you for that lovely intro. You still yet to mess up on that live intro.
I know.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Because I was sitting here thinking, like, shoot, what do I have to say again?
I noticed that you kind of ducked down, like, so you can't see if we're looking at you and mess you up.
His alarm goes off. He's like, after buzzers!
And we also have Cameron Marston. Am I adding an R in there?
Let's do it.
Sorry, Marston. Marston.
Cameron.
It's all good. Good evening.
Good evening. You look very sophisticated in your hat.
It's because I don't brush my hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Welsh in me.
All right, guys. So we had a very eventful episode. Finally, it started out a little slow. So we started out with Sheree. It seems this theme of all the girls trying to prove they're richer than the next is kind of continuing on every episode so far. So Sheree's building this huge house. She says it's in one of the most desirable neighborhoods. To me, it looks like the middle of nowhere. But I mean,
I need to move to Atlanta. If $50,000 can get me
the
most desirable area, neck of the woods.
I was going to ask Cameron. So last week you gave us the breakdown. So remind us what Shereé is worth.
Okay, so this is based off, it's a website called celebrityworth.com or celebritynetworth.com. NeNe was at the top. Actually, sorry. Candy was at the top with, she's worth $35 million. NeNe was at 3.5. Kim was at 1.5. Phaedra and Lisa, who used to be on the show, they're at 100,000, and then Shereé and Cynthia are at the $50,000 mark.
Which is like, that's a lot of money. But I mean, that sounds embarrassing compared to the other
Comparatively.
women. I mean, it really is like embarrassing. But so how is she building this huge Chateau Shereé? I love how she names everything with her name in it. No one asks you what your nickname for it is. Chateau Shereé.
I think she's going to try and bankroll it through her ex-husband. That's why we're going to see her in court.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, because we do see her in court. That's a great point. Yeah, it kind of seemed to me that she was just mapping it out and envisioning it, but while the cameras were rolling, saying that she's going to have all these things like necessities, like a ballroom, skating rink, masseuse, a DJ. She's like, and I want a DJ. Like, what does that even mean?
Where does the DJ...
I know.
Does he just, like, wake you up in the morning, like, good morning, Shereé, welcome.
She bye.
And then she's like, I need a room for my masseuse. So basically, you just want, like, a plain room. And we're just calling it that. And a library.
Oh, I love that.
Which she just
you like to read? Do you like to read?
No,
I
I
just
love the library.
And then, was it Kim that mentioned it's a lot of hard work, right?
Yes,
Building a
Kim's
house.
like, good luck, and I feel sorry for you.
And then Sheree's like I need another job. What does she do?
What does she do? Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
I'm going to look this up. We need Courtney Stewart to call in, because I know she has something to say about that Chateau Shereé.
Chateau Shereé. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. She seems so exasperated, like, oh, all I need is another job. Like,
Sherengula.
Your one son is at home, and he seems pretty cool to me and kind of self-sufficient. Your other daughter's out, so you're not really raising your kids. Well, no, she does have a younger daughter, I guess, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, she has a younger daughter. But as far as work goes, I don't know what she's really doing, but she needs to come up with something to pay for this house. But Cameron's right. Maybe that's why we see her in court, because she's trying to get him to pay for this house. She should have not tore down the other one and just
look, I can't be living in a tent with your child.
All right. So wait, Jesse, are you looking that up, or are we hoping, praying Courtney calls in?
He'll jump in.
I'm looking up. I don't see anything.
Okay. Well, that was about it with Shereé. Nothing
Maybe
new.
she prostitutes.
Ugh. I don't know.
She fills in for NeNe at her old job.
Wait, so is NeNe a stripper? Like a complete stripper? Like totally
She
stripped
used
down
to be.
naked?
She knew how to work the pole. Yeah, well, she admitted to being a stripper. It didn't say
Yeah.
how to what extent she.
Like the strip clubs where it's no alcohol and only topless, or
Beef curtains. I don't
I
know.
believe. I believe she was a topless.
is that where she met her husband? No.
I always wanted to know, actually.
I wonder, because he's kind of creepy to me. He seems old and creepy, right?
Kind of, but I would have to say, I think, I don't know. I think it was a step up for her.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get off NeNe until Courtney calls in.
Yeah, well, we're off NeNe until Courtney hopefully calls in. And on to Phaedra. So that was pretty much, or not, no, we're off NeNe and Shereé. So on to Phaedra. We kind of see her developing as a new mom, and it seems to be suiting her well. At first, I mentioned before on one of the shows that I didn't think it was suiting her well, and I really didn't think that she kind of was suited for motherhood. But she's cute, and her kid's 11 months old now, and it seems sweet, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think he's right. Just because he cries, stop picking him up.
I know.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, well, it's her first kid. But so when we see in the kitchen, there's more than just her playing with her kid. We see that something's going on with her husband, right? Something weird. He gets pulled over and
Something weird.
something weird is going on. Seriously,
Something's a muck.
something is amok. Something's totally going on. And then they say that the cops pushed him on the ground and beat the crap out of him and had his face in the asphalt. But then it comes down to, oh, no, we just had the wrong guy. And it ends at that. How
Somebody
can that be
called
possible?
her and said her husband was being beat down
He said
by
the
a
same
police
thing.
officer. No, he said
we
that
have
he
our
was
very own Courtney Stewart on the line.
He said that he was yanked out of the car
And that his
and they had a
face was
pistol,
in the
face in the asphalt with a pistol to his head. But he never said he got beat. They just
The person on the phone
Yeah.
did. But either way, if they just had the wrong guy, like that just seems funny that they're ending it at that. Oh, wrong
But
guy.
I can see him as an ex-convict not wanting to go any further with it.
Whatever, just tell us what really happened. Seems weird to me. And then Phaedra goes on to say, in the same breath, that everyone recognizes you, so when something like this happens, it's going to be a huge deal. Well, if everyone recognizes him, how could he be mistaken for someone else? Right?
No, it happens all the time. Not just in the black community,
I'm
even in the
saying-
Latin
But I
community.
don't get.
All I'm saying is in the same sentence, she said they thought he was someone else. Oh, but everyone recognizes you, so when something like this happens, it's going to be a big deal. If everyone recognizes you, how did he
Well,
get
the police may
mistaken?
not care.
I'm just saying, like the police, like they pulled you over and didn't like look at your license plate
Yeah,
or
exactly.
anything.
And pulled you on the ground and put your face in the asphalt. Something just seems fishy.
Well, no, I've seen it where the police
Yeah.
ask for identification after the fact.
Do we know what
They
Apollo
subdue you
did?
first.
Yeah, Apollo was stealing cars.
Wait,
Yeah.
Courtney, are you on the line?
I'm here.
Hey!
Hi.
Wait, so before we
Hello.
continue, we just finished talking about Shereé. What did you think of Chateau Shereé?
I refuse to comment.
Oh, but we've been waiting to hear your thoughts on that. Jesse was dying to know.
Such garbage. I'm sorry. I have hatred for no one in the franchise of the Real Housewives more than Shereé, I think. And she just continues to make me hate her even more.
I know. I don't like her either. I completely feel you on that one.
Especially, why does she have a ballroom, and why did she say she loves the library? And the dude was like, oh, you like to read? And she was like, no, I just want a library.
Yeah, I love how they called her out with the editing on that one. That was great.
Ew. Anywho, talk about more important things.
Yeah, well,
That's Shereé is hot garbage.
All right, well, we're on to Phaedra, and I just am telling the guys that I think something's fishy is going on here. And then all with her husband being pulled over, and it may be nothing, and that's fine, but the way they're acting about it makes me feel like something's fishy. And when Candy asked her about it in the baby store, she flat out said, she's like, I don't want to talk about it, which could be a perfectly legitimate answer, but just seems like something's going on.
No, I think she didn't want to talk about it
Because he just went off on her about
Yeah,
it.
he was like, if
Yeah.
somebody asks you about it, like, just say, you know,
Say,
I need to
okay.
talk about
So
my
she
man
did the right
first.
thing.
I feel like he like got pulled over for speeding or whatever, and there might have been like weed in the car or something. I feel like it might have been something little where he you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
embarrassed about.
And
it or
Courtney, you might
something.
know how prevalent or how existence still is the whole racism factor.
That exists very strongly everywhere,
Right.
especially in major cities. So, I mean, and especially if he's an ex-convict and they run his name and they get on their thing, like, oh, he's been arrested. Let's figure out what's up with this dude. Like, who knows
Let's push him.
what really happened, or if he was doing something illegal. He very well could have not been doing anything at all. And they just detained him because they do that all the time.
Yeah, and it's just cause. You can search the car once you have just cause to pull him over.
And he might have been giving him a little
Exactly.
attitude because he's frustrated that he is still getting treated like a convict. So maybe he was just giving a little attitude, and
I respected that he didn't tell her what was going on until he had it all cleared up.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a manly thing to do. Why get her all worried
Yeah.
and flustered?
Yeah, that was a
But
thoughtful.
she is a lawyer, so if you're in trouble.
I would shoot for the first call.
But I think there's a sense of him that says he's tired of her having to take care of him because I think that's how it's being played out in public and in the
Yeah.
blogs. So maybe he's trying to move away from that a little bit or diminish it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, and I think that it was a good little scene because it started out they kind of had an issue, and they figured it out, and they ended it, and he told her what she should do. She did it, and then later on in the episode we'll talk about when they have their fight, he sticks up for her just like she did for him. So we'll get into all that.
What
but-
upset me with her was she was such a weirdo. Like, obviously Candy was a bigger weirdo, like being all like investigator, like with the questions.
Yeah, we're like, is Bravo paying her to ask these questions in the baby shop?
Of course they are.
Yeah, but like both of them are such horrible actresses. Candy was like, "Ooh, really?" Like her facial expression was killing me.
Her facial expressions are getting so old. She has all the same ones.
And then, it was like Phaedra was like, yeah, I didn't talk about, like a girl's just saying, girl, I ain't even gonna talk about, like, end of story. Look at these nipples, like, what are you continuing the awkwardness for? And then Cynthia, it's like, that's how you can tell when someone's lying, when you catch them in one situation and you clearly can tell in the other one. With Cynthia, oh, so, like, are you mad at Cynthia? Like, bitch, please. She was pissing me off with that whole little situation.
She was pissing me off with all that lip gloss on. I was like, can you wipe off some of your lip gloss?
There was one little clip of a scene that she didn't have the lip gloss on at the baby shower, and I was like, oh my god, Phaedra with no lip gloss. It had just wiped off or something, and she hadn't reapplied
Yeah, but
it.
why did she do the whole, like, Mexican, like, lip line? I guess it's Puerto Rican, excuse me. Like, she had, like, she had, like, brown lip. I'm thinking Chola downtown. She had like the brown lipstick with like the dark black line around it. Like, girl,
Just
what?
draw more attention to those lips. They're huge.
Mm-mm.
It was a little bit much.
Well, anyway, that was pretty much it with Phaedra.
Wait.
What? Wait. You guys still have things to say?
Go ahead, Kim.
I want to talk about the Papa Smurf and Uncle Ben comment.
The Uncle Ben was
Smurfery.
amazing.
I loved how she made it an adjective.
If Kim had said that, they would have been all hell to pay.
If Kim had said Uncle Ben, you're right. It would have been.
But it was funny because I thought I was like, oh, he does look like the box cover. Courtney, where do you think his accent is from?
Yeah.
Where do I think what? Say that again?
Peter's accent. Where do you think that? Where is he from? Do you know?
Oh, Peter?
Yeah, he has an accent.
I thought he sounds Caribbean to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And looking at Cynthia's other boyfriend, whatever he had, baby daddy, I was like, I don't know what to call it.
She's an island shopper.
Yeah, she is an island shopper. Like, she likes her some island-looking men.
Hey, I love me some Leon. Me and Leon
So
go way
do
back.
I. I really love him. I wrote that down in my notes.
How do
I
you-
like Leon.
He's
like,
old
really
school.
cool,
He's actually.
really
I remember. I
nice.
think he did like one of his first movies was like the alien that came to Earth or something like that.
Is that what he does? Is he's an actor?
Yeah. He's an
Okay.
actor.
And he's
Like-
one of the 5 heartbeats.
That's right. I
Oh,
was just thinking about
yes.
that too.
He's
And
one
I
of the
remember him in
what?
Suit. 5 Heartbeats.
What does that mean?
Oh,
It was
the
a
VH1?
movie. No, it was a movie.
Wasn't
it was
that
like
the
yeah.
VH1
yeah, something
movie?
like that.
Yeah.
In a suit, he looked all slick.
I don't know. I like him a lot. I
But, like,
think
how do you
he's-
go from that to Peter?
Peter is a
What?
total.
Why is everybody hating on Peter?
Ugh.
Can somebody explain to me
How
why
can you
everybody's
not
hating
hate
on
him
Peter?
after this episode too?
I actually liked Peter until this episode, but
Yeah.
I've seen glimpses of it where he just like gets so defensive, and it's just like, and then this whole episode, everything, whoa, like, and then when he was talking to what's his name, and he was like, well, you got to make the family happy, and if it don't happen, and then like the awkward like 5-second
Creepy.
pause was like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how she goes from Leon to Peter. The two guys just are hanging out in the kitchen talking, and Leon's doing, the cool thing, which could be kind of annoying, kind of saying, I've been there, done that. But he was genuinely giving Peter advice.
It did seem very genuine.
It did, and Peter took it well. He could have been like, dude, don't be, telling me how to run things just because you've already been, but Peter took it well too. But it was weird. Do you guys think that Leon's right? Let her deal with all the family issues? Mm-hmm. I do. I completely do. Mm-hmm. Peter does not need to be getting involved in her and her sister and her mom's fights, right?
Yeah, he's obviously a little bit of a hothead, so it's probably a better idea for him not to get involved in it. But
his marriage
I'm sure it's still pretty fresh, though. I mean, like, they filmed this not long after the season ended, so they actually got to see what people were saying and all that. So he's probably still burning a little bit. So I ain't mad at a brother. I think he's just getting a bad rep right now.
Well,
just like NeNe.
I'm glad
well, NeNe's our next, because we're going to wait for our man fight till the end. But NeNe's the next one, and it shows that she's having issues with her ex-husband, separated husband, divorced husband. We don't really know. But I think she is handling it really well on her son's end. She sits down with him. She explains it to him. She doesn't want to use the D word, which can be traumatizing. But it seems to me that she kind of feels like they're going to get back together. Because she's chicken. That's what I think. Because she's too scared.
Whoa.
Lay it down, Cameron.
Well, first of all, I made the comment about, here we go with Bravo's child exploitation.
You guys kept saying that during the episode.
But
that was the running theme of tonight.
Jesse made a comment about, what did you say word for word, if you can remember?
I said, I feel like NeNe left him when she started getting more fame and got a little bit of money in her pocket and was like, you know what? Like, I feel like the littlest thing snapped her off and she was like, no, we don't need this. And like went away from it. And I think she's regretting it now.
Yeah. The typical getting famous women. I mean, we see with like people like Jessica Simpson. She got too big for her britches, more famous than Nick. They broke up. She was on TV.
That was all Nick's fault, by the way.
No.
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
There's no way it was Nick's fault.
He is awesome, and she totally got too big for her britches, thought she was too cool, and left his ass. So, NeNe, I think you're right. Jesse did the exact same thing. I think that she just...
Nick's fault. No, I'm just kidding.
It is Nick's fault. If he hung in for 5 more years, he'd have half of $300 million.
Whatever. He's got a way better wife.
He should have made that right. For real.
Dummy.
He's on the sing-off.
Well, I've met him at the sing-off a few times, and I think he's very nice, and he's a huge gentleman, and he's just really old-fashioned.
I think he's smart. He realized he was married to an alien.
Vanessa
let him out of his cage.
And she's awesome. She's better than Jessica Simpson.
Okay.
Jessica Simpson.
Rein it in. So I agreed with Jesse, and I believe that NeNe put a little more stock in herself than was reality.
And then reality hit
I think
hard.
she's starting to have not necessarily maybe regret, remorse for. Mm-hmm. I don't think her husband's actually so much of a creep. I think she was lucky.
But here's the thing that I think happened also. I think that he's not trying now. He saw what she did. It kind of probably deflated him, kind of tired him out. And he was just like, fine, you want to leave me, move on to bigger and better. And now it kind of seems like he's over it. And he's not going to try to get her back. And I think she sees that and she's panicking.
Agree, because when she asked the question about her, you went on some date, and then he asked her in return, she's like, what did she say? It's like, it's not that important. It was obviously important enough that you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
your reverse psychology does not work, Mary.
Courtney, what do you think?
Gosh, man, I have to differ again.
That's why we were hoping you call in. We're like, ooh, yes.
This is the one show me and Courtney just not on the same page.
I think that Gregg did some shady stuff. I think NeNe's head did get a little bit bigger. But I think knowing where she came from when she first got with Gregg and what she is or where she's at now, I'm sure on some level, I mean, her esteem for herself obviously increased by figuring out, oh, wait, I can have something on my own and I don't have to depend on this person. I don't think Gregg liked that at all. If y'all recall his little fake interview that wasn't really an interview, and some of the stuff that he said, no man that still respects the woman that they're actually married to would have done that. I don't care if it wasn't supposed to be an interview. Like, you don't call her out like that because y'all were still together at that time. first of all. And then, so I think that she obviously had a little bit of ego going on, but I don't think that was just her, like, oh, I got an ego, I'm about to leave you, I can do it on my own, and now she feels bad about it. I think they both moved in separate directions, and it wasn't working. They separated, and after being together for 14 years, you slip back up on the stuff every once in a while, and you're not sure, maybe I don't need to leave my stuff just yet. So people do that when they're dating. Like, you break up with somebody and the breakup actually happens over 6 months as opposed to, like, the day that it happened because you accidentally fell back on each other, like, a few days later. Like, it happens. Because you have to clear those feelings up. Nothing is cut and dry, especially, I would imagine, after 14 years of marriage. So I don't think it's a matter of her, like, oh, maybe I'm not so great and he's not caring about me anymore. I think it's just that mixed up feelings mess that people get into because relationships are messed up.
Yeah,
and that's my opinion.
But she is now kind of saying, if it comes down to it, I don't know if I could. So I do think she might be panicking a little. And I do feel bad for her. I really do sympathize with her because when he does come over and she tries to talk to him, he kind of could seem like he could care less.
I think that it's more a mental thing with her visible regret or remorse. I don't think it's a wholehearted, like, I truly am still in love with him. I think it has a lot to do with some of the maybe abandonment issues with her real father and some of that, and realizing that I don't think that, what is his name, Gregg? I don't think Gregg ever really respected her. I don't think there was
all.
Yeah, so I think she's still chasing that unicorn. If you would.
Seriously, and you know how he acted when she was, like, finding out that her father wasn't her actual father, and that whole, like, DNA testing. He wasn't super supportive of that whole, like, go find my daddy situation and all of that. So I think their issues are a little bit deeper than just NeNe her head got too big and she tried to move on.
I mean, I think she'll survive without him, but it's nice to see her not being such a bully. It's nice to see her in a different light. Yeah, she's still a little not on my
I definitely felt for her tonight, standing on the steps, waving goodbye.
Oh, I didn't feel for her. I mean, I feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
She's a strong woman. She can take care of herself. But I do think there's a mental aspect with the whole Gregg thing. But oh well, it happens.
Well, so, and we'll talk a little bit about that in predictions, but we see something happen with her. But moving on to Kim's baby shower, which is the best part of the whole episode. We talked about it a little during the episode, how happy she is with Kroy, and he's really connecting with her daughters. But Jesse and I think that the older daughter has a crush on Kroy.
Bravo, child exploitation.
Oh my God, I do too.
I mean,
I
actually,
think that
it's
he
not
might
even...
have finger popped her.
Oh,
Jesse,
no, you didn't.
take that
She is underage.
back. Oh my God.
Girls.
Listen, I
There are
don't
a
think
lot
it's
of
on his
underage
part. I don't think it's on his part at all, and that's where me and Jesse
I
differ.
thought the
but-
hug was a little sus.
and it took a
I
little
think
long.
in
It was
3 years.
It was lingering.
Oh, you think Kroy's plan? He's like, all right, when this
in
bitch is
3
old,
years,
he's
Kim's
like,
gonna accidentally come home and her grown daughter gonna be laid up in the bed with Kroy.
See, because Kim, there is no.
In 2 years, he'd be like, sweetie, get out of bed.
Oh my
Kim's almost
God.
home. She's going out tonight.
Where's my daughter?
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that the daughter likes him, but I don't think he's reciprocating at all.
I'm
I
just
don't
glad
even
to
think
see you smile, Mom, and I love you, Kroy.
First we were 1, then we were 2, then we were 3. This was like New Jersey in like 10 years from now.
But speaking of the baby shower, I mean, Phaedra talking about how Kim had made those comments, but I do appreciate the fact Kim said, this is Kroy's first baby and first baby shower, and I don't think it was too over the top. I don't care how big the venue was.
Did you buy that it was for Kroy?
Hell no.
No, she
Hell
wanted
no,
it.
me either. I wrote it in my notes. She's following the pattern of they're all trying to prove this season how much money they're all making. And back when she had her other 2 kids, I don't know how well off she was, but right now she's with the NFL player. She can prove how she can have a huge elaborate baby shower. I don't think she's doing it
I feel like
for
Bravo
him.
paid for that. Because she's getting her own little wedding special, and I think that they wanted to kind of prep people for
Did you see that gift? It looked like a crib with all the gifts in it.
No, I didn't see
Ooh,
that.
Lord.
I did. That was nice.
Well, she invited how many people did they say?
150,
she got a
130.
lot of gifts. It was a weird, awkward baby shower. It didn't.
And
It looked like,
Phaedra had like a freaking
Yeah.
flash mob of
Yeah.
like ballerinas and shit.
Yeah, I think Phaedra's was out of control.
I love how
And Phaedra looked like she was about to choke in her dress.
I love how Bravo implied last week, though, that Phaedra's all pissed about Kim copying her baby shower when Candy kind of got that out of her anyway. Candy's like, don't you think this looks a little familiar? Which I've noticing Candy's doing that a lot lately. She's trying to like pick little battles, especially with Phaedra. Don't you think this and don't you think that? Like buzzing in her ear.
Bitch, you think too much.
Yeah, Phaedra's looking at her like, I guess it kind of looks like
I'm still trying to earn back my iTunes money.
Yes, so.
Kim, where's my check?
All right, and so sorry, Cameron's always making me laugh.
Half that 1.5 million is mine, bitch.
All right, so Phaedra's there.
Because Kim's moving too. Remember?
They're
moving into a 17,000 square foot home.
Thank you. Why?
For what?
17,000 square foot, boo. You've been living in a condo
Wait.
for how long?
Who's gonna clean that?
17,000 square feet.
Sweetie?
Yeah,
Sweetie gonna be.
no.
That's why Sweetie didn't get fired. She quit.
Because she's
she
like,
ran
I
away.
am not taking care of this house because they're in the house now.
I mean, it's better than Sheree's penthouse that she's staying in
Sweetie
currently.
said, I gotta have sex with Kroy and clean the house.
Oh no.
A mess. And why does Shereé need 8,000 square feet? Your kid's about to be out your house anyway.
I know she has one kid left at home.
She needs the dog to open up the door and let it run.
Oh,
So
that
she
was
can have a
pathetic
tranny runway
excuse.
for all her friends.
in her
For
ballroom.
her one alien friend.
With the DJ providing the soundtrack to her life in the corner of every
She doesn't
room.
rock used houses.
Yeah. And
Right.
when Kim said that, doesn't Kim live in a condo that kind of looks like they're just rented out condos, right?
Kim's townhouse looks just like Phaedra's, if you ask me.
Yeah, but it
They
looks
live
like
next to each
it
other.
was not custom built to me, but who knows? I don't know. But so anyway, they're all at the baby shower, and it's funny that I noticed on this show, the enemies are never show up. They're not invited. They're like, NeNe's not invited. But in every other Real Housewives, all the enemies come to each other's parties. In Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they hate each other and they go to each other's parties.
That's why I love it.
New Jersey, I know, right? That's why I like it, because you know they're going to show up. New Jersey, they always come to each other's parties that they hate. But
New Jersey,
not-
that's because they're family, though.
Teresa wasn't necessarily family, though. But anyway, you see my point, though, right? That it's funny because the enemies always
I do
show
feel-
up,
yeah.
and it makes for good TV. And this one, it's like, oh, NeNe's not invited. NeNe wasn't invited to the surprise birthday party. I was like, damn, I wanted NeNe to be there. But Cynthia shows up late. And what do you guys think that was all about? Do you think she
Are
did it on
baby
purpose?
showers 5 hours long, though?
No, but maybe for the family and the whole prepping event. Maybe her parents got there super early or whatever. But
Well, if there's a food service and a bar,
Yeah,
maybe.
okay.
In Hawaii, it goes till the next morning, so whatever.
yeah, so do you guys, Courtney, do you think that Cynthia showed up late on purpose, or it just kind of happened?
No, I watched What Happens Live, and Cynthia said she had a booking right before that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
she came
right.
as soon as she was done.
She
and
did
she didn't
say
even
that.
want to come, but she did anyway.
Which was
And she
nice.
looks beautiful, so I don't care.
But I will say I can't believe she didn't bring a gift. It's a baby shower. That's the whole point. Right?
I wouldn't have brought a gift.
What?
But you probably wouldn't have gone, though, would you?
I probably would have gone, but based on once I saw her interview on Watch What Happens Live and her attitude about it, like if I had that feeling about it, like she probably went because Bravo was like, you need to go. I wouldn't buy her no gift if I wasn't like for real supposed to be going. Bravo can buy a gift for me.
Yeah, I guess.
But if I wouldn't have gone on my own accord and I'm going because they're making me go, then no, I wouldn't have bought a gift.
And I'm like, I don't see NeNe. Where NeNe at?
Exactly. Like,
But
why
wait,
do I
wh-
have to be here?
What kind of falling out did Cynthia and Kim have?
I don't think they
They
really
didn't.
have. Cynthia's just kind of the black sheep or no, what did you say? The black horse, as
No.
Cameron put
They
it.
treat her like crap because she likes NeNe,
she's friends with
and
NeNe. We're
gonna throw
Kim
that on
was
you,
talking
Kim.
smack about her marriage at the wedding.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, that's not the fight that we're concerned about. Tonight, it was all about the man fight. And I mean, trouble was brewing from the beginning, seriously. You could just feel it festering when he was walking in the door. Like, Cynthia should have known not to bring her husband around those people after he made those comments in the magazine. And it was in Uptown Magazine. And it was actually a year ago that he made those comments, but, you know, it's just now coming out now. And he said some really horrible things. I have them printed out here. And he said some bad stuff about everybody. And Candy, too. It wasn't that bad, but... His last comment was, the only one I like is Candy, and she's too soft. That's why she got played with Kim. and that's how I feel, whatever. But so, I mean, that's not the nicest thing ever to say about someone. So Claudia Jesse, why do I always call her Claudia? Cynthia should have known not to bring Peter up into that baby shower, right?
Wait, read some of the things he said.
Here, I have it all right here. He said, quoting, he said, I'm going to say I can't stand Phaedra Parks's ass. I think Kim is crazy as F. NeNe Leakes has a big ass mouth. Shereé is not cute.
Wait,
she
break.
thinks she's
Which
cute.
is ironic because he likes NeNe. Yeah. Or he always asks where she is. He likes, why didn't she come to the party? Yeah. He gets along really well with her, so that's odd.
Yeah, he says.
But she's got a big mouth. He's not saying something that's not true. She got a big ass mouth.
Whatever. He shouldn't say that if they're friends, though, even if it is true.
But they're not friends. Just because they get along doesn't make them friends. He doesn't like NeNe. They got in a fight last season about Cynthia.
I remember the fight,
but
I thought
talking to each other.
I think there's sexual aggression there.
Yeah, back to the sexual
Like, I can understand NeNe has a big mouth, say that. Kim is effing crazy, say that. Why doesn't he like Phaedra, though? What was the reason?
He said he just plain out cannot stand her.
And then tonight when she said, you can't stand me, you don't like me, and he was like, well, I never said that, I don't feel
See, now I do understand why he might say that. That comment about the being clean thing was kind of...
Right, and
Rude! It was freaking rude, and she knew it was rude when she said it.
Yeah,
wait, which comment was rude?
She made a comment in the limo when they were on the way to the polo game, I believe it was.
Yeah.
About she wants a man who's clean, not realizing that he had 5 kids.
Regardless,
you're still making a generalized comment just because you have children with more than one, no matter how many children you have with how many mothers, that makes you a dirty person.
Yeah. I think
it's like, did you mean you wanted a clean slate?
Yeah, maybe she didn't mean the word clean, but I agree with her. I wouldn't want a dude that has a bunch of kids, but she probably shouldn't use the word clean, and that's where she went wrong. But she wasn't directing it towards Peter at all because she didn't know that. So
that means that means Kim's not clean either.
Yeah, of course not.
That's for different reasons, though.
So then Peter goes on.
Finger pop?
No. Yeah. Stop saying that, both of you.
Tardy for the party.
Stop. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
I'm so disturbed.
What did he say about Shereé?
Shereé, he just said she is not cute. She thinks she's cute, but she's not cute. But anyway, after he makes all these remarks, he goes on Watch What Happens Live, and he says, he's a jerk fighting with all these girls. Like, shut up. But he goes on and he says, I say anything I effing feel because I don't feel I need to answer to anybody. But God, people are going to go on Andy Cohen's show, being all careful. I don't give an F. If they ever put me on that shit-ish, I'm going to say exactly how I feel, and that's what people want to hear. And so that's why he's just a jerk.
I think he does say what he wants to say or doesn't really censor himself, but I also believe that he's doing it for some money because we all know he broke. So
he wants that bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't think he really wants to borrow any more money from his wife. That's clear.
How much is his wife worth? How much did we say?
50.
What did she mean by she said I'm endorsing
I need to move
it?
to Atlanta. These motherfuckers they're building empires and shit with $50,000. Like
she's living off child support.
Yeah.
So basically he is too.
But what did she mean by she said she was endorsing the bar?
And Shereé said that's some bitch assness, ain't it?
Meaning she's paying for it.
Is that really? No, and endorsing it is like what celebrities do, right?
But I'm assuming she's paying for it for
she has
Shereé that made that comment.
Okay, so how did you guys feel about the fight? Which guy had the upper hand and which guy was in the right and which guy was in the wrong?
I think it would have been a good fight.
I think they both were crazy for even doing that because to me, it's like, first of all, Apollo, you don't need another record on your damn case. Two, I think Peter was just a little hot-headed. He felt intimidated because he was sitting at the table and he
bunch
was
of vipers.
Not expecting Phaedra to make that comment.
Yeah, she totally started it.
Right,
I think
she
Apollo was just sticking up for his wife.
She started it. Do I think it was wrong of her to say no? Because when else does she probably ever see him? So
and he had talked bad about almost everyone at that table, so she had a valid point. Like I would have done the exact same thing.
She should have said it in a different way. She said it in a way that was like kind of
that's
throwing
exactly how
and
I
let's
would
just
have said
quell
it.
the whole bad timing thing because Cynthia being team NeNe and NeNe being the queen of inappropriate or bad timing, you know, NeNe would have done the same thing. So let's put that away. I think there's some editing involved in Apollo. There comes a point where the way Peter was talking to Phaedra, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. There's a certain tone, and if that was my wife or my boyfriend, I would do the same thing. Even if my boyfriend could handle it, there's a certain way. You gotta watch your tone. Yeah. And back down a little bit.
And that's what he did.
You're talking to a female.
Yeah, he was sticking up for his wife because if you notice when they first get there, the two men shook hands. They didn't have any problem. They shook hands and said hi to one another. But when it got brought up and he kept, talking to Phaedra, he stuck up for her. Courtney, what do you think?
Y'all not gonna like me again.
I knew it.
I'm sorry, but Miss O of class and whatever, Phaedra should not have said anything at the table with all those people, period. First of all, I think that the whole article to begin with was an interview that he did, and somebody asked him, well, what you think about the ladies? And he went off. Like, no, I don't like that bitch. No, I don't like her. No, she said this shit. No, I think this one's crazy, and I don't care. And that's the truth. Is it okay that he said it? I don't see why it's not, because they all do the same thing throughout the entire show. That's the whole point of the show. So, cool, you don't like what he said, that's fine. But you're at a baby shower, not a, dang, I would have accepted it more at a wedding than a baby shower. Like, it's just, the whole baby, any time the kids are involved, it's just messed up that they would even start anything. And she knew saying that would start something.
Oh, yeah.
She knew she was starting something. And yes, you got your husband there to whatever, and Apollo got real live. He was sitting at the table, smacking his fists together and doing all kind of like huffing, but like he was getting real live. And Peter was like, look, did you read the article? Did you actually read the article? Oh, no, you didn't read the article? Then maybe you shouldn't say nothing. Like, he kept going back and back and that. And I thought he was trying to diffuse it initially when he was like, no, I didn't say that. He was trying to get it off the topic, off the table. Let's not talk about this. But they wanted to push it, and they went on. And I think Apollo stepped to him much more than he stepped to Apollo. And when he stepped up and was like, okay, dude, and then they started beating each other's chest, it was just embarrassing and ridiculous. And I'm embarrassed that was the black people's table at a white folks' reception, and they was the ones fighting. And then they got to go and show the freaking camera pointing to Kroy, shaking his little head while the police are standing next to him with all the black people over there fighting like fools.
I thought
with the cops.
I just can't believe people. I just can't
I was
believe
so done.
them. They ruined our whole day.
I don't know, Courtney.
I can't believe. And then when they go to freaking Kim at the end of it, and she's like, Zach, a year ago, I would have been running down the street yelling at them, but now Kroy has sanctified me, and I'm all good with the world. I hate that whole thing, and I'm pissed off that it was aired. I'm pissed off that it exists, and I'm pissed off at all of them for being stupid.
Yeah.
Totally. I know, I hear you with that, because I always say this on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I love Lisa from it, but she is like the queen of inappropriate. You do not talk about somebody's anorexia at like a gala event. Like, you call her, talk to her, have the conversation. You want to bring it up at a table of random people. Same thing tonight. It was like, the reason why I didn't like the way Phaedra said it, if you felt uncomfortable about it, is it bring it to him. Like, I do think it should be.
You could say, yo, why did you have to say that about me?
Right.
I didn't think we was having no kind of problem. Like, why you had to say that? Instead, she's like, oh, so you don't like me? That is fighting words. Like, she knew what she was doing.
That was a very immature way to do it.
And
That's what I would have done, but I'm much younger and not married at a baby shower.
Well, let's go back to, because so Apollo's rubbing his hands. He never said anything yet. So what was the intention of Peter making the comment about, you look like your hands are really tense? You got something to say?
And he shouldn't have said that either.
Come on now.
Oh, you're saying he didn't look tense when he said that?
No, just because you look something, he never said anything. Just because you
It
look
doesn't matter what he said. His energy was like, dude, I'm about to hit you. Like, people that get angry like that, if you ball in your fist, like, that's a threat. You're not gonna sit there and just be huffing and breathing hard and shit and rubbing your fists together like you about to come to blows. And just because you don't say anything, I'm supposed to be like, oh, everything's fine, life is good. He was threatening him. That's a threat.
I don't think that was the threat. I think that was, let me try and
that's
do everything.
That's because you haven't been in a fight. Okay.
Oh no, I really don't want to talk about my fighting past.
You don't have two men sitting next to each other, and they're obviously having heated words, and the one sitting right next to you is ripping his fist and huffing like he's ready to come to blows with you. And just because he's not saying nothing, you are assuming that, oh, everything is cool?
Well, I'll bless Apollo's heart for keeping his hands rubbing, because if Peter even talked in that kind of tone to my sister, my mother, my girlfriend, my wife at the time when I was still straight, or my boyfriend, I wouldn't have rubbed my Please, we would have been fighting already. You don't talk to people like that, no matter what kind of inappropriate remarks she made. She is a female. You don't talk to them like that.
When his attitude got stronger was when he commented to Apollo about his negative energy, so to speak. What he said to Phaedra to me did not seem out of place or out of line with the way that she came at him. Because he didn't yell at her, he didn't cuss at her, he wasn't being rude to her. He straight said, "Did you actually read the article?"
No, there was a point where she was saying something and he cut her off. He said no. He actually cut her off. And okay, that's one thing. And again, I don't know all the editing, but when you cut her off like that, you don't talk. First of all, don't talk down to my wife, my sister, my mother, my boyfriend, my child, my neighbor.
Yeah, I think.
Well, there you go. You're feeding exactly what I'm saying. If you felt like he was talking down to her, and Apollo obviously felt that way too, that would be why Apollo was getting hype. Mm-hmm. So he actually was hype.
Oh no, I believe he was.
That's why he got commented on it.
I believe. Just because he's hype, he never physically moved. It's because when it comes down to legality, it's the person who throws the first blow. So did Peter intend to antagonize the situation?
No, Peter said, "Dude, what's up? What are you trying to do here?"
Well, wait, no, because I just think it was a mess but I do definitely think Peter's older. Like, to me, if it was me in the situation and he was getting like that, to me, it's just, I'm above that. I'm beyond all that. Like, I'm not going to comment, "Oh, you're rubbing your hands," like then that you're bringing. To me, Peter's older. He should have. To me personally, I just think he just should have dropped it, and he did keep antagonizing it. And I get the whole like manly thing, like, you're not gonna punk me, but it's like, really, are you that offended? Like, this guy, to me, looking at their situation, Apollo is a little boy compared to Peter. Like, Peter shouldn't have even stooped to that level. The thing is Peter gets so hot tempered, and he's got backed into the corner, that's why the situation got to where it was. Peter should have diffused it, because clearly he's smart enough. And that's what makes me say, if the article was just nothing, then you can easily diffuse it and just be like, "Oh, come on, we all talk about it." Like, I forget what was the housewife just saying it. Look, I'm getting Beverly Hills mixed. But the girls on Beverly Hills are like, "Yeah, I did say that. We all say it. We watch each other's comments on it, and then Camille said it." So I just feel like, but at the same time, Phaedra, like, Peter said the one thing. "Did you guys read the article? Okay, so don't talk to me about it."
But they did read the article.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No, but I guarantee you they didn't.
No, in the confessional, Phaedra said they did read it.
Yeah.
Go back. They did read it, and he said that Apollo was pissed off about the article. At the
it
table, he said he tried to show face and say, "We didn't have time to read that bullshit." They did read it. They said it in the confessional.
They totally read it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it was a whole big hot mess of a soup. Everyone was to blame for it.
Because what's the point? Whether I read it or not, are you denying that you said any of this?
Yeah, that has.
What's the point if I read it or not? Somebody at this table read it, and everybody's quiet for some reason or another.
Yeah, I think Peter antagonized him. I think Apollo was trying to keep his cool. That's why he was rubbing his hands together, trying not to punch him, because Cameron's right. I would have punched him a long time before that.
Well, but this is the other thing that aggravates me, because it's like, I want to stick up for Apollo, but at the same time, these are very violent men.
And he's hella aggressive. He was hella aggressive. He was feeding it just as much as Peter was. I'm sorry. I think they were both awful.
Oh, no, I agree. I think they're both wrong. They're definitely both wrong.
Peter made that whole, whatever, is bullcrap. And I think Phaedra was equally as awful as her husband for even making that situation be what it was.
But you know what? I've come to the conclusion that Phaedra is, and I've met many of them, is the church going woman who, "I go to church, I bake cookies, I do all this," but but behind closed doors, and even in some of them open doors, you are not that all hail the Lord mofo. Like, girl, please.
Oh, clearly.
She's able to run off at the mouth because she knows her husband's going to sit there and not let any harm to come. That's not cool. Like, just because your husband will take up for you does not make it okay for you to run off at the mouth and act like these people don't have a reaction or shouldn't have a reaction.
She feels protected.
And on the flip side, it's another example of Gregg and Claudia, aka Cynthia's relationship. Obviously he's the aggressor in that relationship, and I think not that she's scared of him. Peter, sorry. Not that she's scared of him, but if there's already obviously there was tension in the car before going, and I know they shook hands when they got there, but I wouldn't have sat the two men together to begin with anyway, because of the whole article issue, and he hadn't been around the ladies in a long, because that was a long time coming, right?
I don't know what it is with kids parties on Real Housewives series. It's like New Jersey christening. This week on Beverly Hills, there's a huge fight at the kids party. It's like, it's always a kids party, so I don't know. But we got to get into predictions, so we're going to take a quick, are we taking commercial, Jesse? Do we have time for that? Okay, and then we'll do predictions when we come back.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Just like, slow down.
I wish I could see
That
Courtney.
is like a beer commercial.
I wish I could see Courtney's face right now.
My face is like, what the hell was that?
That's AfterBuzz TV's newest commercial.
It sounded like your dad or something.
Well,
That could have went into a two-step.
could have went into a porno.
Oh my god. What on earth?
AfterBuzz TV.
All right, Jesse, so take us into predictions. All right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Courtney, I guess we lost the battle of getting this theme song.
No, Kevin likes it.
No,
Yeah, what happened to that being over after freaking time?
We were going to do a contest for it, and we got so much mail from the fans
They love
saying
it.
that they love the theme song.
I like it.
They probably all have iPhones.
So we change commercials now.
All right, you guys. So I'm really excited about next week because they had this little clip of NeNe saying that she had sex, and I didn't catch it the first time I saw the ad. I know, it's like, big news, NeNe has sex. I didn't catch it the first time I saw the ad, but the second time I saw it, I think she's talking about her husband.
Knock the dust off that coochie.
Yeah, okay. At first, when I saw it, I was like, oh, she got a new man. But then I realized the second time that she's saying he was packing his bags and they accidentally did. Good. I don't even want to.
Accidentally? I was packing my bag and I fell on it.
I covered it with leaves and he fell in.
It happened.
I know it happens. I'm not hating on her for it.
No, but I do want to hear her turn of events on that one. So that's what I'm excited for. And then we see the fight with Cynthia, and Peter shows his ass again, so we have that to look forward to.
Yeah, what do you think of the whole situation that's going to happen next week, Courtney, with Peter and the
sister?
Do you think he should get involved with the sister and the mom?
Yes. No, but I say yes because really you hid the marriage certificate, like...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he should be on a certain level, but I don't feel like he's calm enough to really deal with that.
Because they were messing with his day that day too, so this is something that he should speak his mind about. So.
Yeah, because didn't she say, I don't want to hear about whose day it is?
Yeah, I'm like, really? Did you really just say that?
It's your daughter's day. How about that? Get off your high horse.
Wait, that was her sister.
Is that
She's
what it was?
crazy too. Mala.
Yeah.
What is her name? Mal? Why do they call her Mal?
Mallory.
I was
Maybe
trying to
her
figure out
name's
what
Mallory.
that was short for.
Mallory.
Oh, good one, Mallory. I didn't think of that.
So, Jesse, any last thoughts
No.
on next week? You're so exhausted.
You sound exhausted.
I'm hungry for some Uncle Ben's, that's for sure.
I want some more Uncle Ben's.
All right, guys.
Some Uncle Ben's and watch Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurfery. I love that. All right. Well, thank you.
Sweetie!
Give me some Uncle Ben. All right, everybody.
Sweetie, carry the back of my dress.
Sweetie, get out of my bed. Sweetie.
No, the
Where's my daughter?
The daughter.
Sweetie, no,
yeah.
Sweetie's there too. Sweetie
Sweetie's
likes some
watching
Kroy.
the door while the daughter's
Sweetie
in
loves
bed.
some Kroy too.
Sweetie and
Oh, can I give one shout out?
Yeah.
I want to say a shout out to Candy's butt in that blue dress
Oh
that she wore
my
to
God.
After last week's commentary on her figure, I felt like she was wearing that blue dress.
That was
Yeah, I liked
so
it.
inappropriate for a baby shower.
It was so inappropriately awesome. I was. So
I loved
excited.
it. I was so glad she wore it. That's all.
Well, I loved it because it accentuated her hourglass figure. She has a nice little waist,
Yeah.
that girl.
She does.
She was working it.
Can you imagine looking at that from behind?
And I think that was a normal thing because when she was walking out of the baby store with Phaedra, she was wearing a dress that was just as short and just as tight. So I guess that's her new thing with her long
There's that
hair.
yellow thing with the zipper strap in the back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you everyone for watching, and be sure to watch us next week at AfterBuzz for Real Housewives of Atlanta.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janedy, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
See you later.
Bye, Court.
Bye, Courtney.
Sweetie.
Bye, guys.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.